Let me bring back the Powerhouse Roundtable and get their insights on Bill Cosby and on Tamir Rice and the other big stories that have us all riveted this morning. I want to go to you, Alice, and your thoughts on the Cosby arrest. More than 50 public accusers going back more than 10 years. Why ignored for so long?
I think a lot of them, as they say, they were shamed into silence. They were told that they shouldn't come forward. They were told that no one would believe them. And several of them have come forth and said, I tried to explain to my agent or my friend this happened. They said, no one will believe you. Bill Cosby's a legend. People love him. But now the fact that his supporters are saying it's shameful that this is being tried out in the media, well, his attorney needs to get off the television. If she's worried about this being tried in the media, then she needs to stop doing it. And this will all come out in a court of law, and his guilt or innocence will be determined at that time. And so it's really disturbing because he's someone that people have grown up with.
And Van, I want to turn to Tamir Rice, the 12-year-old who was shot by a police officer. A grand jury in Cleveland this week failed to indict the officers. You have called this preposterous on its face.
Well, yes. Well, first of all, you had the prosecutor acting like a defense attorney in front of that grand jury. You had a prosecutor spending money to bring in experts, essentially to exonerate the police officer. That's highly unusual. Also, let's not forget, this was an open carry state. People forget you have a right to have a weapon on you in open public. The challenge that we have here now is, once again, it looks like if you're a young person of color in America, you're guilty until proven innocent. It looks like, I know how many people get the book thrown at them. If you're a normal civilian, the prosecutor throws a book at you and says, you tell a judge and a jury why you're innocent. In this case, it was the opposite. You couldn't get a charge for anything, not even medical neglect. Don't forget, they shot him. They gave him no medical neglect. They arrested his sister for trying to save his life. Nothing happened criminally. You can't get any,
the prosecutor
even a
said
misdemeanor.
it was a perfect storm of human error, mistakes, and communication.
Over and over and over.
But no criminal conduct by the police. I want to move on, and I want us to just reflect for a moment as we begin this new year. Tell me, Alex, I'll start with you, what you learned about this country in the last year and what it means going forward.
I've learned this country's afraid, and that this is the end of royalty, the end of monarchical government. This is the let them eat cake election. For decades now, Americans have been promised that if we send enough money and power to Washington, they're going to fix everything. And America's had its heart broken, and it's scared to death because nothing works. Everything seems to be falling apart. And what do scared people do? They do scary things. And we see Bernie Sanders, you know, the populist movement on the left, Trump and Cruz on the right. The peasants are revolting this election, and they have a good reason to.
Matt, I just have very few seconds here. Tell me what you learned culturally.
I mean, I think a lot of this has to do in the culture with technology, and it's the assault on institutions that Alex is talking about. You know, why is police brutality, police violence, you know, so much more in the news this year than the past? Because there's more incidences of it? No, because people are carrying around cell phones and are taking videos and showing the world what's going on. And I think that to me was one of the key ways this year, and not the only one, where you see technology bringing about a real transformation in the society around what we find tolerable and our faith in our institutions.
We're going to have to leave it there. We'll reflect the rest of the year as well.